Let's switch gears now to Indiana. A hearing is underway at this hour in the Delphi murder case. Police arrested 50-year-old Richard Allen earlier this month for the 2017 deaths of teenagers Abigail Williams and Libby German. The documents around this case, of course, as we all know now, are completely sealed. But today's hearing might change that. No cameras are allowed in court. The judge is hearing arguments about whether the probable cause affidavit and the charging information that led police to arrest Allen will be made public or stay a secret, at least for now. Also on the docket, Allen is asking for the court to either reduce or set some bail or release him on his own recognizance. His lawyers claim that, hey, they've looked at the charging documents here and they believe that he's entitled for bail and they don't have enough to prove his guilt. Chris Ann Hall and Cannon Kearney. Cannon, before we talk to you, let's do this. Let's watch this report from our Scripps affiliate. Rafael Sanchez is the reporter, and this is a look at, because the public wants the information out, but the families, they're actually siding with investigators. Take a look.
The arrest of Richard Allen, accused of the murders of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi, has sparked many questions, especially how was he able to hide in plain sight for nearly 6 years in the city of 3,000? Details of his arrest remain sealed under court order, and the grandmother of Libby German supports a petition drive demanding the court documents remain out of public view until it's necessary.
The bottom line is that's what we want. We want to be able to have a fair trial for the defendant and for the prosecution. And if our prosecutor feels that it's necessary to seal these documents for the time being, then I believe in him.
Becky tells me she supports the First Amendment, but she's concerned that internet sleuths and others will hurt the case even with redactions.
So why take a chance of letting these people bombarding them? So I mean, it's going to be tough enough for them to be witnesses. They don't need the extra stress.
Nearly 1 week since learning of Allen's arrest, the families now preparing for what they know will be weeks, possibly months of hearings before a trial.
And I have seen that there's people out there that have said that our prosecutor is doing this to protect the family so that we don't have to see what's in there. And that's not the case. And he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it just for our feelings. This case is too important, and we wouldn't want him to do it.
Working for you, Rafael Sanchez, WRTV.
All right, let's bring him back in, Chris Ann and Cannon. Cannon, in this one, the prosecutor wants it sealed. So far, everything is sealed. We do know that during today's hearing, the judge has reserved judgment on this, and for now, everything is still sealed, but he's going to take it under advisement. And as far as bail, we're still waiting to confirm, but it sounds like there'll be a bail hearing set, which is expected. What about the sealing, though? Other people could be involved. That's the prevailing argument here, I guess. However, there are also well-established benchmarks, rules, regulations, whatever you are. We can't have people being plucked off the street as a society without any explanation, right? And there's this push and pull here. How do you think this is going to iron out?
Well, Ted, I agree wholeheartedly. I believe here the judge must make the decision to make the documents public. At the time that they were sealed, they said that the defendant was not a person of interest anymore or no longer a suspect. So it did make sense for them to seal the records in order to preserve the integrity of the defendant. But now that this is something that they're going to move forward with charges and it's going to be formal, I believe that the First Amendment screams that we have the right to understand what is going on in the community. So I do believe that the courts will unseal the documents. As for the bail, I don't believe that the prosecution in one hand can say they did a thorough investigation in which they decided to seal documents and not make an arrest years ago and not provide the defendant with the ability to at least get bail or to be freed on his own recognizance as he stayed in the community and there hasn't been any other issues since. So I do believe he should at the bare minimum release bail, but I do believe that he passes all the tests in order to be released on his own cognizance.
Chris Ann?
You know, I am a former prosecutor, but I am currently a constitutional attorney. And this is foremost an issue of a right to a speedy and public trial. You're absolutely right. There is no reason why any government prosecutor should be able to hold someone without bail, without making those documents open to the public. This is the quintessential reason why the founders of our Bill of Rights demanded that encoded in our ideology in due process is a right to a speedy and public trial. So people cannot be held in secret. The defense attorneys who have seen this have said, look, there's not enough evidence to bring these charges. There's not enough proof of guilt to hold him. He has no criminal record. He only has traffic tickets, paid everything. And if, in fact, this is the case that the prosecutor wants to bring, then the defendant has a right of process to have that published publicly and for the prosecution to be held under that kind of public scrutiny.
We'll see what this judge in Indiana does. Again, the suspect in the Delphi murders in court this morning in Indiana. We have an affiliate there. Then we'll update you throughout the day on anything that is definitively decided. Sounds like that might not be the case from what we're getting out of the courtroom so far.